From the moment I understood the market, I realized it's all about speed and volume. So the more you scale up your operation and the faster you move, the quicker you reach the results you're aiming for, or you might even surpass them. I surpassed them. I set a goal for myself that I had to make at least $1 million in revenue per month there until, I don't know, until June or July. I hit 3 million there in May. With that, I believe that because I really had a very fast scaling, and what did I do? We didn't really have a structure like you did, like scaling up at the end of the week. No, you would already test the creative on the same day. As soon as it started selling, the feedback was really fast. We would already start scaling its budget. So the structure was 1.5, which we would launch.
It is a structure that we truly believe in.
We got it from Dairo Jr. I don't know if you know him too.
He's
a really good guy. He helped a lot with the traffic scaling part, at least for me. And then we would really follow Facebook's parameters. What are Facebook's parameters? What is Facebook's playbook? On Facebook, Facebook says, here's even a little hack. What actually optimizes is the pixel and the account.
Yes.
But the account actually optimizes more through the ad set, which is the group of ads.
Through the ad set.
And if you're going to test the creative, let's suppose you're at one, right?
Yes.
There are people who do this creative test and then move it to another ad set or run another campaign, moving the test to another ad set for scaling, because that creative has been validated. But man, you've already made sales, you've already spent a budget on that ad set, and it's already kind of optimized. So why not scale within that same ad set?
It was validated in that specific ad set.
Exactly. And you've already spent money on that ad set. So take advantage of the money you've already spent and the optimization it already has for you to scale. So I think that approach, that insight was really important for us there, because we were able to test the creative and scale it right away.
I see. I used to do something very similar when I was running campaigns in Brazil. We ran a lot Info Brazil. And we had our theories, right? That's why I say the manager always has to be looking at the data. It's really cool to get information from that podcast, from courses and networking and all that. But the most important thing is to have your own data.
It's
you looking at your operation and seeing what works for you in your ad account, because there are a lot of particularities, right? And I remember there was a market standard, which was what? Test with ABO, okay? 10 creatives, launch 1, 10, 1, and scale. It was with CBO. So they used to say, look, test with ABO because ABO doesn't scale and CBO does. It's smarter and scales more. So you would test with ABO, take the creative and do what people used to say, right? 1, 10, 1, maybe 2 creatives. Then that one you would move to 1, 3, 1 in CBO, for example. And you would scale there in CBO. Man, it worked. It was effective. But sometimes the campaign would die. And we would leave the campaign running, the test campaign, until one day I thought, man, we used to run it. We had a theory, right? Run it for 48 hours, turn off the campaign, see what worked, and move it to CBO. I said, man, why am I pausing it? A campaign that's making a profit, it doesn't make sense, right? If I just leave this campaign, Bo, just running with the same CPA value there, like it was 300 raise, 200 raise, 300, 400 raise. That was my average ticket. Ours was 200 raise per day, right? That was half of the average ticket, the CPA, which was the desired CPA, right? To have a margin, both of them. I would let it run for 2 days and I said, man, what if I just let it go? So I started leaving the campaign there instead of just 2 days, 3 days. And that campaign started selling. Then at the time, even my manager commented, man, what if we scale this CBO? And me, stubborn, said, no, scaling is only with CBO. That's how the biggest ones do it. Then I said, until one day I went, man, put the budget in that ABO there and let's see what happens. In our operation, we started scaling more in ABO from the creative test than from the scaling campaigns. So we would launch it there. Like with 21, a sale would come out. We stopped with that 48-hour thing. Man, did a sale come through? Increase it. Did a sale come through? Increase it. Sometimes on the same day, that ad set in the ABO would already be at 2, 3, 4, 5,000 in budget. It started with 200 reads. So that was an insight I always mention, right? Always pay attention to this operation. It's more important than just picking up a little technique.
Exactly, because it's very particular. I think it varies from operation to operation, from
account to account.
From account to account. Everyone has their own way of scaling, their own way of seeing the market. For example, there were people talking about ABO. Here, for me, what worked best from the beginning of my journey until now was CBO. Did you
only use CBO 1.5?
CBO 1.5?
5 identical creatives or 5 different creatives?
different ones. Nothing the same in the same account.
Just one different creative. So let's say you want to scale. You only scale vertically. You don't duplicate that campaign.
No duplicating.
Just to clarify, vertical scaling means increasing the budget.
Exactly. Increasing the budget. In the beginning, we used to duplicate the campaigns, and it worked really well. The campaign would start at midnight with 1,000 campaigns running. And when it was 8 in the morning, 6 in the morning, when I woke up to check how things were going, to see which ones were performing, which ones weren't, which ones were, we would pause the ones that weren't performing and keep the ones that were, increasing the budget for those that had more than 2 sales within the ideal CPA. So that's what we used to do back then. Don't ask me why, but for me, the market changed. And nowadays, I can't do that anymore. I've tried several times. I
said the same thing too. That's exactly what you said. 10, 20 CBO campaigns there at 8 in the morning. Which ones died? You turn off the ones that didn't work. And if you get 2 or 3 sales there, you increase the budget and keep killing off campaigns throughout the day. And by the end of the day, you end up with like 3 campaigns with the budget maxed out. So for me, that's exactly how it was.
Up until around March. Then after that, the scaling method stopped working.